this is real life live, and it's in, everybody. It's in. The verdict is in, and we were looking at it. Guilty on all counts. That would be a one Hannah Payne. That's right, her. The one I've been, telling you about and have been following all this time from start to finish. And it was finished about 15 minutes ago when all of the counts, I think it was all 8 of them, excuse me, came back guilty on all of them. Felony murder, uh, kidnapping, malice murder, you know, felonies, imprisonment, you know, all of it, all 8 counts, guilty on all of them. Okay, so she and when I made a video earlier, and because I saw the whole things, and like I said, it was straight up murder. Okay, and she could have just kept on rolling. And they said little thing in the trial, and she was talking about, I can't. I drove up to him. Now they had told her don't even do that. The lady on the phone, she called, 911. I think they told her don't follow him, don't do that at all, and she did it anyway. So that was the biggest issue right there. Okay, so she gets there, and after following him, then she now she left this out. She cursed at him and this and that, and ended up shooting the man. Okay, so that is the bottom line of all of it. And her lawyer tried to, he did his best, Mr. Tucker, And another thing about Miss Hannah, boy, she has gained a lot of weight. I think the stress of being guilty, because I'll tell you this, during the trial, I was looking at her body language wise, and she was breaking down throughout the trial, y'all. And her parents, her mom, now when the verdict was read, I mean, they all was breaking down because her parents was right behind her. She was breaking down, big time, because all those guilty verdicts were being read, and mom, so, but here is the thing: when she drove up and she went up to Mr. Herring, and Mr. Herring looked at her because he just had an accident and all this, and he was, kind of, just really shocked or whatever, but he looked at her and he said, who in the F are you? Okay, so here's what I say. Hannah had 2 calls on that. She could have did what she did, or she could have looked at that and looked at him, and just like they said during the trial on another instance, she could have just said, well, you know what, this ain't my deal, and I don't know him, I'm just gonna get in my car and go on to home, go home, and then she wouldn't even be, what happened 15 minutes ago. She was put in handcuffs as the head juror read guilty, and then after all those counts were read, she was put in cuffs. So Welcome to the slammer, Hannah. One bad call, one terrible decision. You could have drove in your car and drove away. But I don't know. Was it hate that guided you there? Hate infestation? I hope it wasn't because it cost you. But something drove you back to to confront that old man. And something happened on you. But now you'll have to think about that while you're in jail, because you're in there now. I mean, guilty on all counts, even felony murder. So I mean, you were out for 4 years, and I was trying to keep up, but you were dodging and things like, hey, you had a good time though. I hope while you were out, but when I saw you, I did notice. So you had gained probably about 100 pounds. Looking at that photo, uh, when you did it about 4 years ago, when you committed murder 4 years ago, you know, you're convicted now. So I can say that. Okay. So, but you were kind of slim and this and that, but in court, you look like you had gained about 100 pounds. Yeah. So, and then all that stress, all that guilt, all of it. Because you were breaking down, Hannah, throughout that trial. I saw you. That body language was, well, young. I think that if you could do it over again, you would have kept on going. You wouldn't even, hey, you would have just, hey, nah, this is not me, So, but you didn't, and here it is, and now your history. Now I looked at the audience, and I looked at her family, and and by the way, hey, dude, you need another girlfriend, okay? And her dad, he was hanging around, and realizing, hey, his daughter, hey, she just, I don't, something got into her that day, and and that's it. You gotta weigh your decisions before you make them. And she didn't weigh hers, and maybe she thought she was gonna get away with it, and because when she was on that stand, she tried to, lie, say, make every excuse in the world. It was everybody else's fault but hers. Everybody. She he had the hand. He actually he was Superman. He had his hand on the gun, pulled the trigger, shot himself, killed himself. She said to the jury about that, and no, they didn't buy it. And the lawyer, Mr. Tucker, he tried to sell him something too, but they saw it all. They saw what we saw, what I saw live, and hey, they had two photographs with her pulling out with her gun in her right hand, and boom! And she broke down every time when she saw that. See, she was breaking down a lot during that trial. An admission of guilt right there. You know you're guilty when you know she was guilty, or I knew, but I knew all along because I saw it. It was straight up murder, like I've been saying, straight up, and they proved that with that verdict. The jury, what I said, it was true. So wow. It ain't take too long. It was about an hour because when the judge asked him, well, we're gonna call it for the night unless y'all can come up with a verdict in maybe an hour or so. She didn't say that, but if you can come up with a verdict tonight, we'll save for an extra amount of time. Okay, so that was it. And man, it was about 35. I'm not sure, but it was short. They came back. Hey, verdict is in. Guilty on all counts. Young lady, Merry Christmas. Well, it won't be, but you're gone. And you made the call. So you got to do all the rest of your life in jail. Huh. I think you should have just kept on going. Okay. So that's it for that case, and like we move on. But that's a I like that lesson that was learned. Hey, you can't just hey, let's stop that. You just drove up. You saw him. He was an old black man. You see what I'm saying? And for some reason, when that if it was an old white man, would you have done that, Heather, or would you have just kept on going? You see what I'm saying? But for some reason, you added something, and I think it had a little something to do with the fact that he was black. Okay, because she had it on her mind. She was gonna do something, and she had the gun. So hey, all right. They told you don't do it about 4 times. We heard the testimony and the questioning. Told you about 4 times, and you didn't listen. Uh, and I guess murder was on your mind. Seems like it, cause you said what you were saying to him. Get out of the car, MF, and then after you shot him, said, gets like seems like you got you need an ambulance. You know, and then like kind of smug and shit. Okay. So I saw it all, and I said, I hope she pays, because what she did was murder, and it was unjustified murder, and it was you should have mind your own business murder. See, she 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 moved herself in his movie, but she's got a movie too. And she decided in her movie, Miss Payne, in her movie, that she was gonna direct herself to a scene where she had nothing to do with. And then in her movie, she pulled her gun out and killed somebody. Okay, this is her movie. Now, next scene in Miss Payne's movie, she's in court. Oh boy! And guess what? The movie it it kind of ends for one part of her life, the good part. Now, her movie, you want to just kind of cut that off and go to some other movie. Yeah. So, yeah, Miss Payne, bad call, bad day, bad life. You had to pay. All right. We'll be back with some more things. We'll be back.